I'm on mute. What's up, y'all? It's RJ Temple. I just want to just make sure I connect with you guys and let you know that Creative Quest Foundation's first event is tomorrow, March 26th at 3 p.m. at Michelle Puppet Studios here in Orlando, Florida. I'm super excited to be there. We got great talent that's going to be there. Roderick Blackman, creative writer and director, and Enon Shentu, Sesame Street puppeteer. It's going to be amazing. And one thing about Creative Quest Foundation is that we are always trying to find opportunities to highlight minority empowerment and also show people in the BIPOC community that's also doing some great, amazing things. And so our events are all about highlighting those purposes and also making sure that we bring more awareness to the importance of diversity and inclusion in a unique and fun way. But March 26th, 3 p.m., Michelle Puppet Studios here in Orlando, Florida. There's going to be free food. There's going to be a lot of great opportunities for you to get to know new people. So make sure you stop by. Registration is on Eventbrite. So look up My Creative Quest Foundation on there, and you'll be able to see our event and register for free. It's going to be an amazing time. I can't wait to see you there. You're in the middle of our streaming test. I'm actually in transition going other places, but it's so cool when you're able to try this stuff out. I'm actually in a Winn-Dixie's parking lot right now. But it's a lot of fun. It's really great to be able to go out here and try something new. And not only that, you know what I'm saying, to be able to connect with you guys at any time. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you all tomorrow. Make sure you chime in. This is a test. But we're going to actually show a video clip of one of the conversations we had before about creative development with my homegirl, Melody Austin. So make sure you check it out right now. It's going to clock in right at this moment. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned.
My name is RJ Temple. With over 20 years in the entertainment industry, I've seen and created quite a bit of cool things. But one thing I noticed was the lack of consistent representation and diversity in key creative roles. Access, knowledge, and empowerment for the creative minority community is truly necessary. If you have the gift to write, make music, start a dance studio, or even direct a film or show, the color of your skin shouldn't impact your ability to pursue a career that you love. The Creative Quest Foundation focuses on supporting minorities of all walks of life to pursue their creative career, along with the networks and educational resources they need to build a road to success. Entertainment is all about reaching the world, and the creators behind the development need to be just as diverse. CQF is officially launching as a 501c3, and with your financial support, we can achieve our goals to provide hands-on workshops, mixers, create jobs, and even an educational online platform backed by award-winning entertainment industry professionals. Your donation today will help us make a difference in the creative minority leaders of tomorrow. Make sure to follow us on social media and check out our website at mycreativequest.org. Thanks, and remember, diversity and inclusion is more than a conversation. It's simply an action.
Creating a smile, getting lost in the moment, and living the dream is what themed entertainment is all about. And here in Central Florida, we are the entertainment capital of the world, able to live that dream each and every day. A living celebration filled with artists, managers, engineers, and talent from across the globe. Diversity and inclusion for all walks of life, creating, building, learning, and growing together is the key to a bright future for the entertainment industry. The Creative Quest Foundation focuses on guiding minorities interested in pursuing a career in themed entertainment, providing a path to success with workshops, events, mixers, and more that will be life-changing and uplifting, while at the same time giving back to those in need. The Creative Quest Foundation, celebrating the power of diversity in the world of make-believe.
This is awesome because one thing about creativity is that we have the ability to be able to tell stories in unique ways. And one cool thing about it is that there's so many ways to do it, from film, television, location-based entertainment, attractions, you name it. And so it's really, really cool to be able to have this conversation today. And I have a lot of great friends that's going to be with me today. Again, make sure you check us out in the chat on Facebook and YouTube. We want to make sure that you're here. We'll give you a shout out live here on the event to be able to have this conversation. Is really going to be amazing. So I'm just going to share some really fun pictures with you about my background. Here's a fun picture I found of my daughter first before we dive into creative development. This is a funny picture of my daughter when she was a kid. And one thing that's about creators is that we are always this way. We're really fun. We're really high energetic, wearing costumes, doing cosplay. Even what's funny is having a bucket on her head, which is so hilarious to me. But if you look in that middle picture there, that is actually a lot of us in creativity, trying to figure out, how does this door open? How do we get through this opportunity and be able to shine in the best way possible? And so I really can connect a lot with the way my daughter looks in this photo, trying to just figure out, what is the next step and how do you pull the door to your opportunities? And so a lot of times it starts with just having conversations like this, meeting amazing individuals that's going to be on this call and be able to network and talk about, what does it take to get to the next level and to build that dream that you always have, as a writer or a producer or artist. There is space for you in this world. It's really about defining, how your creativity fits in all of it. And so I just thought that was just a fun picture. I'm going to show you some other pictures in just my background. I've been working in themed entertainment for many years, over 20 years. I used to create my own shows called RJ and the Upbeats in Savannah, Georgia. That's my hometown. We used to do live stage plays, over 15 original stage plays, 50 original characters. And what was fun about doing those types of shows is that it gave me the grounding of creativity that I use today, working on multi-million-dollar projects. But it all started in these humble beginnings, working in themed entertainment for live shows around puppets, articulated characters, utilizing back screens to add more characters on stage. These were all elements that I used for many years. And what's neat about it is that it's not just about just putting on a spectacle and creativity, but it's also making memories. This is one of my favorite pictures here. For the minority community, we also have a big passion for entertainment, for live shows and experiences and characters. This is fun to see these young guys on the front row, me interacting with them with a puppet. A lot of times, this is the first time actually experiencing something like this. And to be able to spearhead that memory for them is just remarkable. And so that's what creativity does. It opens up the door for everyone to be able to join in and have fun, no matter what background you have, what age you are. It truly gives you that chance to be able to join in on the story and have a blast. So having these humble beginnings, of course, in anything in creativity, I always believe that if you don't have those opportunities in the mainstream yet, you build those opportunities for yourself. And all those years I put into it, in 2014, I transitioned into themed entertainment, moved to Orlando, and ended up doing a lot of great, awesome projects, working with a lot of different companies, such as Disney and such other, and even Universal and so forth. just being able, and even Nickelodeon, you see their blue right there, as a project coordinator working on their live shows. So I mean, it's really is a blast to be able to have different types of backgrounds. You see in Total Map, as I move myself out of the way there. Total Map was a game that they had 1 million streams, where I worked on a game sound design and composition, did stuff for Cocomelon, Nickelodeon Hotels, Bubble Guppy Live, and also Chuck E. Cheese, what we'll talk about later. And then just another stuff like Disney Wish. I did the media production, media opening for the Rise of the Resistance ride at Hollywood Studios, Paw Patrol live show, and also some more stuff for Pokemon Universal and also Epcot Play Pavilion. But yeah, what's fun about being able to have these types of projects is to be able to enlarge those humble beginnings and then apply it into what it is today. To be able to take those simple skills and apply it into themed entertainment for everyone to enjoy. It's really a lot of fun to do that. And so to be trusted with major projects, especially as a brother of color from Georgia, diving in, it truly is a remarkable opportunity. And so today we're going to learn about a lot more stuff when it comes down to, our backgrounds. And I'm going to introduce you to some really neat people. First up, it's a good friend of mine. I'm telling you, when I first got to Orlando, this is one of the first individuals I ever met. And she really is a jewel to the industry, really diverse in skill set. Make some noise for my good friend, Melody Austin. How are you, my lady?
Hi, RJ. It's always good to talk to you. You're so kind. I love your intros.
Welcome to the conversation. Oh, wait, what do you say?
I always love your intros. They're always the best.
I'm telling you, it's right off the cuff. So, that's right. But every note of what I said is exactly how I feel. Because one thing about when you're doing this type of work is that it's all about how you, not just the work itself, but the people that's on the journey with you. So, I mean, just shout out to you and just being such a partner. I'm gonna take you a little blast in the past if that's okay with you.
Oh yeah, we got to start off right?
Yeah. So we have a lot of humble beginnings, and I'm going to show you a picture of the first day I met you. And this is the first day I met you, and this was actually at SeaWorld. You remember this?
Oh, I will not forget this day. I remember the first day we met. It was a great time at SeaWorld. Oh man, and that was back when I had the silver hair. Everyone on this call now gets to see all the different hairstyles I've had through my career because there's been a lot.
Yeah.
Too. It was great. We were looking at Mako.
Yeah.
Mako was just about to open.
Yeah, it was just about to open, and believe it or not, that was like one of my first times wearing a hard hat. So I was trying to find one that fit my head. It was crazy. Yeah, but what was funny is that, I was like, man, there's people of color that do this stuff too. And so it really hit home that we're out here. And shout out to my good friend Blake Braswell that's right next to you. I see over there in the corner. Is that Blake next to you? Yeah.
Yep, that's Blake. Yeah. SeaWorld was so awesome for hosting this. And this was before I actually worked with them. So it was a good time. It was a good time, and I just loved that they just opened their door and got to show us behind the scenes. It was a really good day. Man, you gotta send me this picture, man. I don't think I have this one anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna talk a little bit about your background. So tell us a little bit about who you are as a producer of LBE for Hasbro. So talk a little bit about what your story is, working with this company, and we'll dive into other things too, just real quickly.
Yeah, definitely. So the cool thing about LBE is that it's pretty much the themed entertainment industry. It's just another name for it, and it expands a lot. It's been things like outside of theme parks. It can be like escape rooms. It can be family entertainment centers, and so. At Hasbro, I get to hang out with my friends over with the Transformers and the My Little Ponies and doing all kinds of things around their like iconic games that they've been doing for forever.
Yeah.
But the LBE community is something that we are fostering and we're growing and we're doing things all over the entire world and bringing these brands to children, to families, to adults. to have them reconnect with these brands, because one thing is that everyone should have the opportunity to use their imagination, right? We're toy makers, we love toys and shows. They make great entertainment, and it's just another way to allow people that opportunity wherever they are across the world to have a chance to make some great imagination moments with these brands. And so part of my job as being a producer for them is I work a lot with the licensees. And so it's a little bit more of a licensing side of the themed entertainment world is what I work in now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I mean, it was dope is that, having a background in location, and you learned it first from the amazing Miss Melody, LBE, location based entertainment. That's a great way to physically experience something, in an immersive environment, and be able to be that person that helps lead that story and define how does it work, with the guests. And so I'm going to dive into some more of these pictures that you sent us, just to get a more overscope of the amazing work that you do. And so beyond Hasbro, how did here's a fun picture here that I'm going to pull up. This is a very familiar street.
Right. So it's funny because right after that picture that you and I took, I ended up actually working a lot with the SeaWorld creative team. And unlike, some of the other big owners there, they have like hundreds of people working on it. It's actually a pretty small team, and a few lucky freelancers got to work with them, and I was one of them. So this was one of my favorite projects with them that I got to help support, which was the building of Sesame Street Land over in SeaWorld in Orlando, which was just wonderful. I worked a lot with the IP holders and getting a lot of things like through their approval system and supporting the main producer and design manager on the project. But then I also oversaw personally and was in charge of doing the retheming of all the rides, because previously it was like a little Shamu world that they had rethemed to Sesame Street. So it was such a fun project. The Sesame Street team really does a great job with the integrity with their brand and their stories for so many years. I believe this was around the time where they did their 50th anniversary kind of tour, or 100 years. I'm trying to remember. It's 50 or 100. I think it's 50. It was just such a great time.
Cool. What about this one here?
Oh my goodness. So this one was so after that I went full-time with Universal Creative, and Velocicoaster was my first project. So I was standing there with the producer in charge of it, Shelby Honey, and I was a supporting producer helping her because it's just such a big scope, even for like a coaster, and just a coaster of that magnitude that's just done so well. They've already hit over them, and it's only been open for barely a year. And it's just those kinds of stories, and working with all these big different brands has been super fun. And I have to say, I love just the variety that I've been blessed with in my career. Because like you said, RJ, you started with humble beginnings. I did as well too. Being like a production assistant and entertainment, and working Halloween Horror Nights and all kinds of stuff in the operation world of experiences. And so I'm very grateful to get to like build them and bring them to other families, and work with teams to make these like just great times for their family, great memories.
That's so cool. Yeah. And that's the thing I love about our work, is that it's about opening up opportunities for families to dive into IPs that they love and enjoy. And then it's really about just the accountability, right? The creative accountability to maintain the IP. And so it's cool what you do at Hasbro now, to be able to maintain the IP structure of it. So however they utilize it in the field, that the characters will stay the same, the integrity of the characters and how they're presented, stays the same. And it's staying, in the true essence of how it was created. And so it's cool, and we were at UC together at the same time. And so it's crazy to go and work on attractions and then go get a sandwich and vent, and then come back and do more attractions. And, it just really is fun. And so I really applaud you on all this work. And I think we have any other pictures. And this is a fun one for us to just have, just our buddy photo there.
That was our first day at UC together.
Yeah. It's
I'll
truly
never
a blast.
forget it.
What you say?
And it's like you said, I remember the people and the memories, honestly, more than anything else on every project, right? Like I remember our first day. I remember both of our first days. The first time when we met with the Slice event, and the first time we met, that we got to work at UC together, which was really fun. And it's really an industry about the people that we're in, and that's why I think what Creative Crest is so important, because it is showing people that there is room for minorities and people of color in this industry. And it's nice to make a buddy with the other brown person in the picture, because usually there's only a few of us. But I'm so excited to start seeing more and more people at these types of events and trying to learn about the industry, because you and I, we just kind of stumbled on it, and we were fortunate enough to find our path and have the right people believe in us. Brian Morrow, who was in that picture with you, I will never forget him. He always, I knew I had never worked in design. I had a background in journalism and content creation, but not attraction design with roller coasters. And he trusted me to make one of the largest roller coasters at Sesame Place, Oscar's Wacky Taxi.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think there might be a picture of that one. But it takes a lot of different people to come in and believe, especially for people of minority, to have that opportunity. And the more people we can meet who are also of color, the more people we can meet who are other types of minorities, whether it's their sexuality or, their gender. It's just great that we can all kind of meet each other and have those types of people believe in each other. And that's why these networks are so important.
Yeah. We got Facebook and YouTube chiming in. We got Cedric Nichols on the call. Hey, Cedric. DeAndre Melvin, hello. And Blake Braswell has joined the conversation. He's like, wait, am I in that photo? Is that the first time I met both of you?
Oh, man.
Yes, it is. It is. That's the first time you met us, man, on this photo right there. Yeah, I think that's you with the beard. Right next to you.
Yep, that's Blake. I remember, because this was the first time I understood what Blake did, because I can't remember if you were at Halloween Horror Nights that night, that season, Blake, or that was the one you just started, but I remember that day.
Yeah. I see Eric Hunt is in the conversation. He said, found you. Hey, man. Good to see you, Eric. Yeah, and Shelby's in the photo. I love this photo. Shelby joined. Hey, Shelby.
Oh, hey, Shelby. Always good people.
Yeah.
And that's the funny thing, right? These people are still in your lives, even if you don't work in that company anymore, or maybe you've changed industries a little bit. It's really about the people that we get to work with that makes this job really fun.
Yes, lifetime of friendships. That's amazing. Like I said, that is wild. I totally agree, Blake. That is definitely amazing. All right, so what we're gonna do is, so tell me, creativity. What does it mean to you, Melody? What does creativity mean to you?
This is always a fun one. So I have to say that creativity really has to start with just a good story, right? Because that's what our experience is, that we let people walk into stories. They get to be a part of the story. Sometimes they get to interact with the story. But it's really about the experience that you're trying to build, because whatever's going to make it the best is how, as a producer, how you have to know, this is where the money should go. This is where the time should go. This is where the resources should go. And no matter what size your budget is, it always comes down to, how can we make this clear? How can it be simple? But how can it, most importantly, be fun? Right? Yeah. And a good story is always going to be fun. No one's ever going to be like, oh, that was really nice and everything, but it wasn't very fun. If it makes sense, it's going to be fun. And that's always the heart. And that's the fun part of us being creatives, right? If not, we would, be like the boring construction people or something like that. But we get to just care about the fun and make it the best that something can be. And it can always be better, no matter how much money you have, whether you're with giant theme parks or with something as simple as an escape room. You can always make that story the priority. It's going to be great.
I love it. That is a true definition of what creativity means. So thank you so much for joining on that part. Creativity, a lot of people forget creativity starts with nothing. And then so when you're able to start it off with that, you're able to appreciate, what does it take to be able to tell those stories in the most practical way, highlighting those characters and fulfilling that vision in the best way for the guests to be able to join in, to be able to connect with that story, connect with how their life story connects to, what they can relate to, whether it's something from them personally or something that, their friends or family have experienced, and they can kind of connect the dots with that too. So that's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Melody Austin. Oh my gosh. Isn't she remarkable? Before we transition over, anything else? What's your favorite project that you worked on?
So I'm gonna say it's a hard one because probably a lot of the really fun ones, it's gonna be a little while before I can ever talk about those. But I would say out of my ones that are open, the one that'll always sit with me like in a special place in my heart is a Battle for Ire, which I may have sent you a picture of. It's no longer open. It's no longer open at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, but it was still to this day probably my favorite one working on, because I was on from like pre-concept, and when it was just a thought of an idea to being there on opening day was just so amazing. And it's an interactive VR ride where you had to go save the Magic of Ireland by helping the last fairy guardian go save her world. And it was just kind of different. Here's what we did. We only had like enough money to really kind of just retheme. We were taking over an existing attraction and making it something new. So I'm just always really proud of this project because we did so much with what we had. And it was really well received. Guests really did like it. Everything with VR, people are kind of like worried about like, oh, this is sickness and stuff like that. But people were coming off feeling fine, which was good. And people just really enjoyed it. And I'm sad that it's closed now, but I'll always be a special place. It'll always be my favorite first project, especially because I had awesome people I got to work with. Like Janelle from MDSX was really fun. And we just all pulled together so well on that team, and it was just really fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate, everything that you've done, in this field. Once again, guys, make sure you show love to Melody Austin. She's an amazing talent, and they can find you on Instagram, right?
Yeah, Melody Austin. Send me a message, tell me hi. I'm always posting about just different stuff from the entertainment industry, but it's a good way to connect.
Awesome. And I think you're on LinkedIn too.
Yep. Always, you can always send me a message, mention that you came from this chat, in case I don't recognize your name. But you can always find me professionally as well too on LinkedIn.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melody, for being a part of the conversation. We're gonna take a quick beat real quick for all of you that are joining in on Facebook and Instagram, and also on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining in. It truly is a blast. Melody Austin, isn't she amazing, guys? Just a talent galore. And so let's do this real quick. We're gonna do a quick giveaway. I have a book that I released called 100 Sparks for a Creative Mind. It's a handy guide to help you on the go with creativity. And one thing I like about this book is that as a creator, it does help me be able to tell, my story, but also to be able to guide others that, especially the stuff that I messed up on in my skill set, working on in creative development. It actually helps me, figure out, how to encourage myself in the middle of a lot of creative scrutiny. You're trying to figure out, how to approach things with a level mind. But this book definitely has helped me. So I'm going to give away about 8 of these today, and I'm going to actually sign them and give them out. And so I'm going to do what I know. The idea of this book is that I actually, open it up and then you read a passage. Let's just see, what this is. I'm going to get your take on this, Melody. I'll hop you back in real quick, and let's just see what this passage says. Get your thought on it. Okay. So it says, Have a strategy for negativity. It says, I always had this bad habit of being stuck in negativity. When you work on your inner self, the outer self produces better results. As a result, my creative pathways started to shine bright because the energy used to create negative thoughts was turned into the magic wand of positivity around me. I believe in the power of self love and self healing. They are essential for a creative to shine bright. What are your thoughts on that?
That's deep. That's deep, RJ. And I'm going to have to read every passage in that book. So I think that that's a really powerful thing. And I think that's an important thing for creative people to understand. Because we can all kind of get stuck in some of the negative cycle, right? Because you just want to do what's best for the creative, what's best for the guests, right? And sometimes it's just not always easy. But I always do believe in having a plan. So, one is having your emotional support water bottle handy nearby of some kind. Because just drink some water. Just calm down, drink some water. It'll be okay. And then you have your support system, right? Because like I said, a lot of things in working in this industry is about the cool people that we get to work with and, these lifelong friends that you've kind of made throughout all these different projects. And each one offers their different perspectives. They offer their different help. And I feel like that's always kind of my strategy if I'm starting to feel like really negative about something, is that you have to call the right person to get that little extra boost. I know I've called you many a time, RJ, just because we can relate on different levels of different stuff because we've worked at some of the same places. We've done a lot of different things. And sometimes it's just knowing your network and knowing your support system and having that. And that's what creatives really need, because that's how we feed off of each other. And it's also how we lift each other up, especially, being a person of color in the industry. It's always nice when you can talk to another person that kind of comes from a similar perspective.
That's amazing.
And it really, so yeah, man, that is so powerful.
Have a strategy for negativity. So I'm going to give this book to Cedric Nichols. This is yours, buddy. Congratulations.
Cedric is so lucky.
Yes, Cedric, this is yours. I'm going to actually sign this. Cedric, make sure you send me a direct message on Facebook. And then I'm going to sign this and send this to your house. This is for you, my friend. Welcome. Welcome to the conversation. That's what you do. When you sign up, you get gifts. All right. So thank you so much, Melody. We're gonna say bye to her for now. We're gonna bring in our next guest. She is an amazing talent. Oh, I see Cedric saying yay. Yay. You're welcome, Cedric. This next talent, I've known her for quite some time. She's from my hometown of Savannah, Georgia. Truly is a mecca of skill set. Has been around the industry in film and television for quite some time. Just a wealth of knowledge on main levels when it comes down to that level of film. So give it up for Tiffany Blake. She is with us tonight.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the conversation. How are you this evening?
I'm great. How are you all? It's great to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So Tiff, tell us a little bit about who you are and about being a film and television casting assistant and producer. So tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started.
Yeah, so I would say from a kid, I always had a fascination with film and TV, wanting to do something in entertainment. So when I went off to college, I majored in mass media at Valdosta State University as an undergrad. And my senior year, I did my final documentary project on African Americans who traveled to Europe to gain better opportunities in life during the Harlem Renaissance and the Civil Rights Movement. So I was able to do that piece over in Paris, France. And I also had the opportunity to study abroad at the same time while working on that project, which was an amazing experience. And it actually just opened up my mind so much more to where I wanted to continue and further opportunities in film and TV. So finishing up at Valdosta State University, I got humble beginnings, just as you and Melody as well, starting out as an intern at Tyler Perry Studios working as an intern on Medea Goes to Jail and House of Pain. So that was
Wait.
amazing
Let's take a step back.
experience.
So you talking about the Tyler Perry?
Yes, the Tyler Perry. Yes.
Wow, that's
Amazing
incredible.
experience.
Yeah. And list them all out again. The projects, the ones you helped out with.
Yeah, so when I first started there as an intern, it was a summer internship. I worked on Medea Goes to Jail and the House of Pain television series. So that was for the
Mm-hmm.
summer, and I just got my feet wet and was able to look at all aspects of the industry. And I quickly saw that I wanted to further, my learning in the industry, since that internship was for the summer. So after that finished, when it was completed, I stepped out on faith and I said, I'm going to go to grad school. So I went to grad school at Savannah College of Art and Design, SCAD, for film and TV. So
All
from
right.
there, I was able to, hop in and learn all angles, even more in depth in the industry, from producing to casting, documentary filmmaking. And for some reason, documentaries just stuck with me. So I always loved history. And for my final project at SCAD, I did my thesis documentary on gospel music. So from there, I just said, I'm going to just sit here and map out a plan of this, doing this story from beginning to end. And it took an entire year to film this project. And after I finished it, I got it off to some film festivals and won awards for the doc, and was so excited. I had no idea it would make such an impact on the community, and I would get such a great response from viewers. And everyone was like, Tiffany, I couldn't believe it took you a year to make it. I was like, yes, because it's so much history and so much to learn about gospel music. And I had a challenge of crunching it all down into 15 minutes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? And my professors would always say, less is more, less is more. So I kept that in mind. And I always kept in mind how this music reaches people and how it uplifts us and allows us to make it through tough and challenging times. And I just kept that in mind, and just rounded up my crew, my amazing fellow classmates, and we just dove in and got the project done. And from finishing that project from there, I went back to Tyler Perry Studios and worked as a casting assistant on some pretty fun projects. And those projects were the Have and Have Nots, the pilot season. I worked on the very first seasons of the Have and Have Nots, Love Thy Neighbor, and also Medea's Christmas and the film Single Moms Club. So it was all an amazing experience just to meet people and see the characters come to life from the very beginning of the concept, from the script, and casting those characters and bringing them to life. So I really enjoyed it. I'm a people person, so I love connecting with others. So it was a great experience.
I'm telling you, that's something right there. And I mean, and one thing I like about you, Tiff, is the humility. Because a lot of the skill sets that you need to do that stuff is tough. The cast on a big scale like that, there's so much at stake. Time is never on your side in film and television. And it's like you have the turnarounds are just ridiculous. And so to be able to go in that with the poise that you have is truly remarkable. So congratulations on everything that you've done, and even your documentary and the award. Just congratulations on all of that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to chat with you all today.
Absolutely. So Tiff, so in everything that you've learned over the years, like here's your opportunity to tell us, creativity. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, I would definitely say taking your imagination or whatever is in your imagination and being able to bring it to life, whether it's with filmmaking, in a song, photography, artwork, journaling. I love to journal. So whatever that is in your mind, and be able to bring it to your audience and make it believable to them where they can connect with it. And also just bringing my gift that God has given me and just sharing it with others to make an impact in the earth.
That's amazing. That's truly amazing. And what's neat about it is that it really takes a lot of just preparation, to be able to do stuff on a scale like that. So that's really great. So tell us. So what do you do now? You still working in production? Or tell us what you got coming up now. Well, that you of course is NDA'd, but what's some things that you're brewing up now?
Yeah, so recently I just finished working with the casting team for casting a TV pilot with ABC. And just right now, just continue working as a freelance casting assistant, looking for upcoming projects to work on and work with casting. And also staying grounded in my background, not forgetting my background in producing and documentary filmmaking, because I always have people tell me, Tiffany, we know you love casting, but you are a producer. You are a documentary filmmaker. And I'm like, I know, but casting just happens to be my favorite area. So just working on more upcoming projects to cast, produce, and also, just staying in the industry and learning new things.
Yeah, and guys, if you ever need a casting director or assistant, this is the lady for you. She gets it done. So definitely reach out to her on her LinkedIn, Tiffany Blake. She really is an outstanding talent and can get a lot done for you. All right, cool. So tell us one more thing. What was your favorite project that you worked on?
It's actually hard for me to crunch it down into one, but I would just say all of the projects that I worked with for casting, because I really got a chance to connect with the actors and seeing those characters come to life. It's a big difference when you're working on the production side and you're producing, you're constantly thinking, oh, this has to be done. You're thinking about all the departments. So it's kind of like you almost lose your sense of the creative outlet. So definitely the casting, everything I worked on with casting, I feel like I was able to still stay in touch with the creative side and connect with those characters and see them come to life in the final product. So all those projects I worked on, Medea's Christmas, The Have and Have Nots, Love Thy Neighbor, and the recent ABC TV pilot. I can't say the name yet because it's in the works, but you'll see it soon. And also the Single Moms Club. So it was a great experience.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And I mean, and what's neat about it is that, to be able to have just a diverse, just portfolio of different types of shows, and again, guys, when you're dealing with this type of work, it's different types of writers, producers, and this location based, and it's numerous hours, and so it takes a lot to be able to do things on this type of level, and so hats off to you, Tiff.
Thank you.
And I wish more blessings and opportunity, because you definitely have what it takes in the background. So congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much, and I wish you the same, and also to Melody, and also everyone on the chat, because I know looking for opportunities is something else in the film and creative industry. So I wish everyone the exact same.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Nick, and thanks for tuning in to CQF TV. The Creative Quest Foundation focuses on minorities pursuing a career in themed entertainment. From writing shows for a local theater to developing the next major attraction for a cutting-edge theme park, CQF provides resources and opportunities to build your passion for creative development and the arts. Diversity and inclusion is the future of the industry. Taking action to diversify talent in the creative space and empowering leaders will take themed entertainment to the next level. CQF believes in community and sharing knowledge to those who come from all walks of life. We provide educational events and activities such as mixers, workshops, speed networking sessions, artist showcases, concerts, and more. We move together as a family to bring about positive change and promote equal opportunity for everyone with a love for the arts. Join our initiative celebrating the power of diversity in the world of themed entertainment. Check out the latest news, media, merch, and more on our website.
Creating a smile, getting lost in the moment, and living the dream is what themed entertainment is all about. And here in Central Florida, we are the entertainment capital of the world, able to live that dream each and every day. A living celebration filled with artists, managers, engineers, and talent from across the globe. Diversity and inclusion for all walks of life, creating, building, learning, and growing together is the key to a bright future for the entertainment industry. The Creative Quest Foundation focuses on guiding minorities interested in pursuing a career in themed entertainment, providing a path to success with workshops, events, mixers, and more that will be life-changing and uplifting, while at the same time giving back to those in need. The Creative Quest Foundation, celebrating the power of diversity in the world of make-believe.
My name is RJ Temple.